Scrodrick?
Dude?
Your mic's muted. You just now realized your mic was muted?
Yep. Well, I mean, I drank a bottle of NyQuil and I have some coffee to try to break up all this congestion I've had.
Yeah.
So, my liver's going to fail in the middle of this, so...
Let's say, can we clarify you drank an entire bottle of NyQuil?
Well, I mean, don't worry. It's one of those small ones. It's like the children's size. Like those little bottles of liquor they give out on Halloween to kids.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that they hide in the apples with the razor blades. Yeah, those.
Yeah. It's great, but...
Yeah.
Well, as we're recording this, I am cold, but I am sweating. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
That probably means you have a fever.
Fever, yeah.
The
only cure is more cowbell.
Girl, I would like to go to drive. How about chips and we eat them together? Ooh, I'd like to kiss your face, ketchup and mayo. By the street light, we'll be over and I'm ready.
Hey Internet, Highway 47 here with you watching some more Orville, and we're getting to it in a hurry because I gotta go to bed because I have to be at work an hour early tomorrow, which they didn't tell me until an half an hour before the end of the day because they're jerks and they hate my life and everything. How are you?
I want to edit that part out.
It's fine.
We all like jobs and money.
Yeah, that's true. I don't ask for much at my job, but like the one thing I consistently ask for is at least a couple days advance notice when my schedule changes, because I have to deal with multiple locations and none of them communicate with each other.
Well, my issue right now is, okay, what time is that day shift meeting I have to be for since I am a night shifter? Noonish.
Yeah.
That's not good enough.
Yeah.
That is like my schedule shift. That's about 1 a.m. equivalent for me.
Yeah. My regular hours are like 8 to 4. So 3:30 is the perfect time to tell me I need to be in at 6:45 tomorrow. Totally fine. Just
yep.
That's awesome. Well,
I got the thing. Oh, I'll text you, and I have not heard a text yet. And this is exposing our business. This is what, Tuesday night, and it's a Thursday meeting.
Yeah.
So I will find out probably tomorrow afternoon.
Great.
Or maybe in the morning after I go to bed. So I'll have to wake up at a random time.
Awesome. Anyway, I'm Shaggy B. With me is Dracofunk.
Yep, I'm here.
Who's off work this week.
Hey, he's got other things going on because he's a busy guy anyway.
I left the house before 9 o'clock this morning.
That's pretty good for a day off.
And then I went and walked 3.5 miles.
That's pretty good.
Or bad, depending how you look at it.
Yeah.
Then I went and worked for 3 hours.
I think I managed 3.5 miles today. In fact, I know I did. Our friend with the redheaded daughter, he challenged. Well, I challenged him, but we're challenging each other to a distance contest for walking this week. So you guys know him, and you know that when you suggest that he do something stupid, he takes it to its most stupid, absurd conclusions. So,
well, the thing I'm worried about though is the neighborhood he lives in. You might be inviting him mugged or something.
He does a lot of that. His walking elsewhere.
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Yeah. His job is in a pretty nice area, and there are lots of trails like around there.
He will also drive somewhere else and park there, and then go out walking, and then come back to his car late after they've closed the park.
Yeah,
that might have happened.
And then the car won't start, and that might be a thing that Dracofunk bailed him out of recently. But
it was the other way around. He bailed me out when my car didn't start.
Oh, so your car didn't start, and then you repaid him by bailing him out when he got his car locked in the park.
I tried to, but he got somebody else to do that.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, anyway, we're also with Scrodrick.
I've been talking a lot before I've been introduced. But
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah, so if
You
you,
guys
don't know...
just forgot about me. That's okay.
No, I already introduced you.
Well, I meant before that.
No.
No, I just started talking because I was like,
Yeah.
We didn't forget about you.
NyQuil does that. Yeah, or
Yeah.
You
Dayquil.
just ignored me.
We just didn't get around to it yet, yeah. You're not insignificant, you're just less
Opening this
important.
beer now.
I heard, hey, internet, and then I just started talking.
Yeah.
It was great.
Well, we're watching the Orville Season 2, Episode 7, titled Deflectors, which I assume is about deflectors. Could be about anything, though. Who knows, really?
What about
Dracofunk.
reflectors?
It could be about reflectors or inflections. Or...
And I'm not going to spoil it because I've seen this episode.
Ooh. Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, this episode has an IMDb rating of 7.7, which last week's wasn't it like 8.4 and it's now 8.3? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. If you remember what it was last week, post a message in the comments.
This episode aired February 14th.
What were you doing on February 14th of this year?
I was doing some stuff.
Yeah.
I was sitting alone in my apartment.
It was a Thursday, which meant
Like
I was
usual.
I was also sitting alone in my house. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Because it was a Thursday, and that's what I do on Thursdays.
I know I gave my wife a Valentine's Day gift.
A child gave me some Skittles. It was nice of her.
Man, I haven't gotten any Skittles since
Yeah.
Christmas.
I probably didn't interact with another human being that day.
Yeah. That was... Yeah.
Unless I got Taco Bell.
They made a heart out of sour cream on top of your quesadilla, or you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's the person that sounds like a woman on the speaker, and then it's like, "Hi, my name's Travis," and it's like, "What?"
Well, at least it's not like Terry or Jesse or something like that, where you don't know
Pat.
Yeah.
Well, who knows?
Jamie?
In another 20 years, Travis might be a girl's name because all of those are confusing now.
That's kind of true.
Did I ever tell you guys, I used to have two roommates named Jamie,
Oh, yeah?
a boy and a girl.
I was going to say, were they opposite genders?
Yep.
Awesome.
Then they got married.
That's really extra confusing.
Well, did she take his last name? Because
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So
So
actually,
so they
I
re-
know... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say they really were Mr. and Mrs. Jamie, whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
And actually, there's a guy I used to work with. He moved on to a different job, but he goes by Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
His wife used to go by Jesse. Now she goes by Jessica
Yeah.
because when they got married, it was both Jesse, their last name.
Yeah, that's a thing.
It's like those people. Shaggy, you knew we had a acquaintance who had the same first and last name.
Ugh.
Do you remember?
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, him. That guy. Everybody just called him by.
Yeah.
Everybody called him both. Because you just say it twice.
Yeah.
It was a one syllable name, and so it's just like dude, but it flowed better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was like
me and him didn't really get along.
Well, I was about to say that was kind of like the only that was like his most interesting quality.
To be fair, it's because he was a jerk to me.
Okay, that's fair.
Like on more than one occasion.
I didn't really talk to him too much. He was just kind of like.
And if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, but like when you walked out of the room, me and the professor made fun of you for like half an hour.
You know, I actually engaged in some of that with professors about him too. Like, it's like, oh yeah, dude is like the up, you know, but it wasn't quite that. It was, you know, we did like say that, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, don't be a jerk.
Yeah,
Everybody out there, don't be a jerk.
yeah, just don't. I mean,
Yeah.
unless it's like really funny, but then like apologize immediately so they know you're not serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you are serious, then lie. I don't know.
Lie your ass off.
That's right. That's Highway 47's motto right there.
Guys, just don't be a jerk.
Don't be a jerk.
Yes.
All right,
I'm gonna silence my phone. Hey, so we're watching this on Hulu, and Scrodrick, you wanna tell them about Hulu?
Okay. So go ahead and get your episode started. Pause the episode as soon as they do if they do the splash screen with Alara breaking down the wall. Like tonight, it didn't do it for me. Last time we did this, it did. So after that's done, pause the episode. Get ready to hit the 10-second rewind button to the left of the play button. Get your episode at 0 out of 4826. And Shaggy B is going to give you a 5-second countdown. And when he says 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, hit your play button, and you should be synced up with us.
That's right. And if you're watching this on some other sort of service, you know, God help you, because we can't tell you anything about how that works. It's not on Netflix, and I don't think might be on Prime, but I don't have Prime, so I don't really know. But we have noticed that there is a bit of a spacing issue for like the commercial breaks on Hulu compared to other services. Since we do Star Trek: The Next Generation, we've noticed that there's a little bit of a misalignment that happens with Hulu, because like spacing, and I don't know why. But be careful of that. If you do get out of sync with us partway through because you're not watching this on Hulu, you know, I'm sorry. But
if you're not watching if you're watching this like on a DVD, maybe pause it when we hit when you hit a commercial break for just like a second.
Yeah, keep your finger on that. You know, keep your manipulators on the buttons just in case. But
you know what we haven't said in a long time?
What's that?
Phalanges.
Ooh, feels good.
Delicious. Wait, what?
We went two different directions there.
I like the special sauce. Wait, what? No.
Well, let's deflect away from that one and get ready to start this episode. You ready?
Oh, well.
You like that segue there?
Ominous yet relevant.
Ooh.
Before we get started, I'm going to take a Jaloja.
Jaloja! We'll play some Latchcum while we wait.
I'm going to get more coffee.
Okay.
I need to break up some of this, NyQuil and brown shit that I'm coughing up. So
okay.
Yeah, maybe it's blood. I don't know.
Probably, yeah. You'll be fine. Ooh.
My headphones just attacked me. They have rotating ear cups for her pleasure, and I went to put them on my head, and they twisted and slapped me in the face, just like a bad Tuesday.
The images that are filling my mind of how the fuck that would work.
I'm sorry. Have I mentioned I probably have a fever and have for the past couple of days?
Yeah.
And it just happened to be a bunch of days of working overtime when I already worked 12s.
Like what filled my mind were in the style of those really airplane safety illustrations.
Yeah, I pulled the rip cords and then
they took off.
And now I'm missing the right side of my face.
Yeah, and somehow it's the most amazing thing that she's ever experienced.
I don't know what I just got back into.
I don't know either.
It is a good thing I'm wearing pants today.
Perfect. All right. This is what the fuck is this? The Orville. This is the Orville Season 2, Episode 7, Deflectors, and we are starting it off for you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Oh, hey.
It's like Chicago.
Yeah,
I
kind of.
assume because, you know.
Well, notice their budget has been pretty darn good the last few episodes.
Definitely, yeah.
What about carbon monoxide?
Or a car veering off the road.
Yeah. Yeah, it is an exploration ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not okay.
Uh-oh, he brought it up first.
Yep. That means it's doomed.
Yep.
The man should never bring that up first.
Mm. I'm going to mute this for a second.
Wow, what a dick.
Yeah. Like, he was pretty cool up till this.
That's not overreacting. You need to get the fuck rid of him.
Yeah.
That was... Again?
Yep.
No.
Maybe
Yeah.
it was like a dick off screen that we don't know.
Maybe. Well, I always did kind of think he was a little too good to be true. And usually when people see him that way, they are, Mocklin ships look like Romulan phasers, or Romulan disruptor pistols.
Yeah.
Change my view. No.
Changed my mind.
Yeah.
I miss his mustache.
Me too. Oh my god, he was one of the porno guys. Ex-boyfriend.
Hmm.
Man, there sure are a lot of relationships in this show. I mean,
Hey, it's a team.
Yeah. I mean, it works for the show, but,
Yeah, I mean, captain, the commander, the doctor, Isaac, Bortus, and like every Mocklin on the holodeck.
Why is it like
Wait,
the
the simulator, sorry.
yeah? But like all the young, low-ranking people who are like, you know, have free time and hobbies and interests can't get a date. So is that like?
Well, you know, what's his name had a date? Lamar?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, he was dating what's her name?
Both of her.
Yeah. Hey, commercial break.
Whee!
We're back.
Whoa!
He is tall.
He is pretty tall. So he's the Scotty of the Mocklins. I'm just like him.
Is she trying to like hit on the Mocklin?
No. I think she's just trying to make up for the fact that Bortus is being a dick.
Hmm.
And then I took him to the simulator. No.
Aw.
I wonder if Topa knows about the reassignment.
That's a good question. So it
Yeah,
comes
he's
before
like-
the egg.
Really growing.
They seem to grow quickly.
Well, they have to be ready for combat.
Tell me about how that works. I've never seen Bortus so emotional before. He's like breathing heavy, like scowling. All right, full speed ahead.
I really wish somebody would like open my door and hand me cupcakes.
I can make that happen.
I would be scared if that happened.
I enjoy Dan's character.
I like Dan
I do too.
No, you may not. Mhm. Uh-oh.
Mhm.
This is where
Um,
shit goes wrong.
um, um, what are they doing?
Dogfighting, I think. Yep.
There must be some, less dangerous test.
I mean, these are Mocklins. I wouldn't imagine that they would hold back on something like this.
I just like that we get a demonstration of Malloy's skill, you know?
Yeah.
It's good to know that he's actually a competent pilot. Not that they haven't shown that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but just a reaffirmation after some of the other things.
Uh-oh. That ain't good.
Notice the torpedo went for the bridge.
Yeah, I saw that. Uh-oh. Whoa.
Hmm.
Cut to him in sick bay, like doubled over in pain. They can eat nails, but not chocolate.
It's like a dog.
Yeah. I've never fed nails to a dog. I don't know how they would respond.
I want you to walk down the corridor eating one
Yeah.
as he walks by.
I wanted it to be Cassius.
Oh.
Oh, now they're gonna run into each other. Oh no.
Huh?
Is he
Commercial break?
Is he a heterosexual? Is that what this episode's about?
We're back.
Whee!
Pimping.
Yes. Well fucking done. Well done.
Hmm.
No, he doesn't. Dutifully calibrated. Dutiful.
Hmm.
Mm. You're gonna sentence him to death, aren't you?
Have you ever noticed the Union insignia is kind of like the Starbucks insignia?
You know, I did actually. Mediocrity is the only behavior above suspicion. A place that you both know so much about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Open the door and it's a bunch of mocklins and cod pieces. Oh, God.
With mustaches.
Yes.
And then, during a time period on Earth when civil rights and other rights were, so, yeah.
Well, that's New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, New York's kind of a strange place.
Yeah.
Pot roast sandwich, 30 cents.
Mm.
Do you hear that they're cracking down on chronic masturbators on the subway in New York?
Well, can't ride there anymore. Wait, what?
That's where they're going, is the subway, right?
What is this? Another bathroom? No, it's a mobile apartment with no rent. Then accidentally killed him.
Yes.
Death by snoo snoo.
Let's have an event. That's
Well,
Yeah.
rather direct, but okay. Little. And now he dies.
God damn it. No. Can I bring company?
Yeah, right.
And can you leave for a while?
He goes on a killing spree.
Yeah. That's New York. Wouldn't be too weird.
Oh, God. What's Mocklin heterosexual sex like? Is it a combat sport, too?
Um,
I think we're watching Mocklin masturbation right now.
I'm reminded of Home Alone with, the silhouettes dancing
Oh,
to
yeah.
throw off the burglars.
Yeah. The cardboard cutouts on the train.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
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 Yeah.
Commercial break.
Woo!
We're back.
Whee! What?
What? Oh.
Ah,
Oh, wow.
Oh no.
Bruce Willis, everyone.
That was Bruce Willis?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, their celebrity cameos are pretty awesome.
My favorite celebrity cameo is. Uh-oh.
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 Hey, the Galileo.
Uh-oh.
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 Why is the file corrupted? Oh,
That's why? That was unexpected.
yeah.
Um,
Oh, dear.
mm, oh, wow. Did Bortus know? Commercial break.
I doubt it. Woo!
That
Or
might be
we.
why they were incompatible.
Woo! That might be. He did say he'd never told anyone, but there wasn't really time for her to tell anybody.
Yeah.
Mm, mm,
Okay, there is.
Hmm.
Thin ice. And copy it somewhere else first.
Yeah.
Just that distortion effect on the hologram is really scary looking.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want something looking like that walking at me.
No. It's not going to be Clyden, is it?
Hmm.
Yeah, it is. Okay. All right.
Commercial break.
Woo!
That's not good.
Nope.
Hmm.
No.
Hmm.
Lo and behold, it was a beach full of guys with
Hmm. Oh.
Yeah.
Commercial break.
Beast. Whee!
We're back.
Woo! All right. Prove yourself, girl. They'll never see this army of trained security officers coming.
They'll find him at a food synthesizer.
Yeah.
Like, I got
Offer.
hungry.
Yeah. It's not quite the ship searching scene from Star Trek 6, but you know.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yep.
Hmm.
Well, that's what you're already doing.
That's not fair.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. Thus ends the story of Alan Turing.
Hmm.
Well, not quite. Alan Turing actually did commit suicide.
You know, he didn't have to be such a jerk about it. I
Which
mean, it's
one?
a sad story. If he wouldn't have framed Clyden,
Yeah. Should have given her that shot. I want like him and Dan and Yaphet to like be sitting at a bar. Yeah. He finally got the hint. Will you show me New York?
see, if Clyden hadn't been a jerk and then Lokar hadn't been a jerk, everybody'd be a little bit more happier.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, don't be a jerk.
Yeah, that's true.
Mortis, he wasn't a jerk.
He was not a jerk.
He found out and didn't say anything.
Yep.
He harbored it internally, but
Oh my, we get to see this.
mm, yep.
Yeah, that the story of Alan Turing, inventor of the computer, essentially. And if memory serves from history, he was the one who cracked the Enigma code and all that. Probably the greatest computer scientist who ever lived. Homosexual in the 40s and 50s, and was found out and ostracized and lost his career and all of his standing and committed suicide for it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't know that story, go read up on him. But that's essentially the same story we just watched. Except the suicide didn't happen because, yeah.
But yeah, that is a really hard-hitting episode. Touches on a very relevant subject.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What I like in my sci-fi. Not
Exactly.
a bunch of death and laser fights,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I tend to have a lot to say on this topic, but I'm just, to be honest, with my life right now, I'm just too emotionally exhausted to go into all that.
Well, and it really did a good job speaking for itself, too, so
Yeah, exactly.
what can we really add to that?
Again, maybe it's looking back. The Next Generation did an episode very kind of similar to this, The Outcast.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
I
really
think this
did.
one was. I think this one was executed just a little bit better.
Yeah, I think this one more directly addressed the topic too.
Which I believe the Next Generation would have done it more direct, but
Yeah, well,
that was what, 20 years ago.
Yeah,
more
it's
than
more
that.
product of its time,
Right. Well, and to narrow that down a little bit more, I don't think, because I always saw the episode you're talking about, I always saw as a gender identity thing, right? If we're thinking of the same one, the one where everybody's androgynous,
Yeah.
but there's that one.
Well, I never looked at it as, I always thought it more of a point on sexuality.
It is, but there's another dimension to it in the Next Generation episode, right? Because they make the point of saying that the character in question in that episode identifies as female.
Mm-hmm.
Has the internal identification as being female, where they are all supposed to be genderless, and this particular one of them believes they are a woman, and so. I guess in my mind that's a little bit of a different direction, and also I think that I think that gender identity is a more recently commonplace thing to think about,
Yeah.
than is sexual preference as far as heterosexual, homosexual, and so forth. nobody was questioning whether or not gay people existed in the 90s. You know, but people were questioning whether being transgender was a real thing in the 90s for sure, and people still do today.
I think they played it too safe on that episode. That
yeah. And so I guess the point that I'm kind of coming to, which aligns with what you said, is that I think the reason that this episode was so much more direct is really a product of being made and aired in 2019. We are at a point in our cultural evolution that we can have a more frank discussion about these things and a more informed discussion about these things than we could 25, 30 years ago. And just the knowledge wasn't there, the understanding wasn't there, and the openness wasn't there. So, yeah. But it's an interesting question. If that Next Generation episode were made today, and assuming all the parameters were the same, it was still the agender species, and one of them had a different internal gender identity and expressed that through a sexual relationship with Will Riker. If that aired today, would it have the same impact as this did, or would it be a softer blow? I almost kind of think that it might be a softer blow, because there's that the species in that episode are somehow more alien than the Moclans are to me. Am I alone in that, or do you guys kind of okay?
Yeah.
Well, the difference is, I think the big difference is the Moclans are a reoccurring alien race. For that one was just
yeah, that kind of makes sense. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think it would have been a little bit different if it was like a Ferengi.
Yeah, or like a Klingon, Yeah, like, the Moclans' closest analogs to me in Star Trek are the Klingons, and even though they're not exactly, they're very much the Homer Simpson of Klingons, honestly.
Yeah.
I
mean, I could see that being an explanation for the Klingons, like our homeworld is desolate and only the males could survive, so that's what happened,
Oh yeah, well, and I was thinking, even when he was describing that that whole existence of the way their culture is, I was thinking about a lot of our societal attitudes. You can think of those as being evolutionarily necessary, in our past, like infant mortality, even in the past 100 years, is so much better than it used to be. Although it's getting worse now because we live in America and we can't afford healthcare anymore. But, for the 20th century, at least, infant mortality just plummeted,
Mm-hmm.
and it's in living memory even today that times were such that you had to get married in your late teens and you had to have a dozen children. And you had to be physically healthy enough to work to subsist, and so tolerance for homosexuality was a death sentence because you couldn't produce enough to survive. That's in living memory. So I was thinking of that right away. I was thinking, They really couldn't afford to be tolerant, much as our people couldn't in our history, and unfortunately, we haven't changed.
Yeah, and a lot of gender role things are products of history. You could send all the men off to fight in a war as long as you preserved the women at home, because it only took a few guys to take care of repopulating.
Right, exactly, and just as far as physical build and conditioning too, men are stronger and more resistant to the elements, and so those should be the ones that you send out to do the hard labor most of the time. That's a biological when it takes 800 calories of work to produce 1,000 calories of food, then that's the kind of decision you have to make.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just not true anymore. And so my mind was really going into those sorts of places, which gives you sort of an almost, I almost want to say an almost, what's the word I'm looking for? Not inappropriate, But like, it gives you an empathy for the intolerant side of things that we don't add to our conversation when we talk about the two sides of this issue today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And I fear for the world if like society has a mass interruption. There are so many people who are dependent on.
yep, just like us.
Modern conveniences.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to think that there are some things that I could get around, like, you know,
Yeah.
I at least, you know, if I had to like go hunt for my own food, I'd know how to do that.
Maybe so. I don't know. It's not something I hope to see in my lifetime. It's something I expect to see in my
Me
lifetime.
either.
You know, I don't.
Just
I don't.
because I know how to like take apart an animal, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I have trouble. I have trouble really seeing modern society lasting more than another 15 or 20 years, as we know. And you know, we'll only be in our 50s at that point.
Yeah, still fairly capable, hopefully.
Any children? Any children we have will just be becoming adults, so you know they can take care of us, right? Good night, everybody.
Hey, I'm the only one who has children.
Take care, everyone.
Yeah. Good episode.
Prep.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.